welcome to our channel. In this session, we are going to discuss about secure electronic transaction set. The name specifies the set is used to ensure the security and integrity to the electronic transactions. That means online transactions. If you are using some credit card for purchasing one product through online, so this set is used to provide the security to that particular payment transaction in the online. Okay, to move on in detail, first you need to know some basic things related to set. I will explain the things step by step. The first one is the participants that are involved in this electronic transaction. You understand the point? Who are the participants? So you know that one. The participants are, the first one is customer. During online transactions, these are the persons that are involved. Customer means simply the person who wants to purchase a product. Okay. Now the second one is issuer. Issuer means, suppose if I am the customer, I would like to purchase a product. At the time of purchase, I use some credit card. For example, if I am using some SBI credit card, issuer means the financial institution of the customer. That means the credit card I am using, the credit card issued by one bank, that is issuer. The financial institution of the customer is issuer. Okay, from my side it is okay. Now what is another side? Another side is merchant, the person who sells the product. Now acquirer, what is mean by acquirer? Exactly the same thing. So the financial institution of the merchant. For example, if 10 users are there, each user use different credit card. For example, I am using SBI, another person HDFC, another person Access, etc., etc. Different users uses different credit cards, but merchant is not required to handle all the credit cards. That is, no need to open the account in all the banks. So one financial institution is there, this will handle any type of credit card. Acquirer is the financial institution of the merchant, issuer is the financial institution of the customer. And who are the other persons required? Payment gateway. I think everyone know this one. During online transaction, payment gateway is occurred. That is, they are processed by using either MasterCard or Visa card. I think you know this one. Finally, certificate authority. That is the authority, the trusted third party issues the certificate for verification. Issued the certificate for verification. These are the participants that are involved in a secure electronic transaction under set. Okay. Once you know these are the participants, next you are moving to the functionalities or the services that provided by the set. Functionalities, also called as services provided by the, not in, services provided by the set. So set mainly provides three services. The first one is authentication. Second one is confidentiality, and the third one is integrity. These are the three services or three functions for any electronic transaction. Authentication, you know the meaning of authentication. Either sender or receiver, they have to prove themselves. Yes or no? Now, who are the mainly two persons involved? One is the customer, second one is the merchant. Now, here, two types of authentication. One is cardholder authentication. That means the credit card, assume credit card, the credit card is used by the valid user or not. Whatever the credit card you are using during transaction, they have to prove that the credit card is used by the authorized user or not. I think you know that one. By entering the credit card information, you receive one OTP to the phone. So the person who owns the phone, you receives the message OTP, then only he entered. So credit card holder. Now merchant authentication. Merchant authentication, that means I give the payment. Now the merchant have to prove themselves through the bank. He is the original person who receives the message, who sells the product, and I want to get the payment. And by using the previous relationships among the merchant and financial institution, we also predict that the merchant is a authentication merchant. Generally, for this also they are using some X.509 V3 certificates for validating one verification, either card holder authentication or merchant authentication. They are using these certificates. Okay. Now, confidentiality. You know the meaning of confidentiality means unintended person, that is a third party person is unable to read the data during transmission. That is, during transaction, no other person is not able to read the data. How? By using encryption. By using encryption. Generally, we prefer to use some DES like algorithm, data encryption standard algorithm, to achieve the confidentiality. Now, integrity. Suppose in the process of online payment, right now check. So in the middle, so they are using some algorithm name. They are using conversion. Everything they are displayed to you. Integrity. What is mean by integrity? Once the sender sends the data, in the middle, it is not possible to modify. That means the receiver has to receive the original data without any modification. Now the integrity is achieved by using SHA algorithm. For example, using RSA and SHA algorithm, or if you want, you can use HMAC algorithm and SHA algorithm. By using any one of the combination, you can achieve integrity. Okay. Now you know two basic things. Who are the participants that are involved in the set? What are the services that are provided by the set? Now generally, what is your aim? You need to prove that the transaction is done in a secure way. Yes or no? You need to prove. For that you need to know one more information. Generally, for the secure transfer of information, to achieve the integrity, the customer generates UL signature. Up to now, you know the concept of signature. What is mean by signature? Signature means encrypt the data by using sender private key. Encrypt the data by using sender private key, and only the receiver with consists of sender private key decrypt the data. Here, dual signature. How to generate dual signature? Dual signature is required for securing the transaction. Now the first question is how the dual signature is generated. Before that one basic point. During the purchase, that is, I want to buy one product, one information is generated. Yes or no? Generally, the information is divided into two parts. Everything you know. But whether it is this dual signature, you don't know the internal. Explicitly, the information is generated. After that, what are the two informations? You remember that one? One is payment information. Yes or no? Now you are getting the payment information. This is the cost of the product. Apply these coupons. This is the discount. This is the final product. Payment information. Along with you are getting one more information. That is order information. This is the product. This product is delivered to the user on this day. So etc etc. payment information and order information. Generally, whatever the payment information is directly sent to the bank. Yes or no? The merchant does not require payment information. The merchant requires only the payment. He does not require any payment information. And one more thing, merchant not interact with the customer. So the financial institutions only transfer the amount to the merchant. Now order information is sent to the merchant only. So order information, whatever the information in the plain text format, the order information is transferred to the merchant, and in the plain text, the payment information is transferred to the bank. Suppose to avoid unambiguity in any situation, along with this one, it transferred OIMD. OIMD means order information in message digest. Here, plain text payment information is directly sent in the plain text format. This is required, but in some cases, in any cases, if it is required, that is the reason the order information is not sent directly. Apply hashing, message digest, and then that is sent. Similarly, now what the merchant receives? The order information in the plain text along with payment information in the message digest. Generally, these are the information. This is received by the bank. This is received by the merchant. Now, once you know this type of information, now I am moving to the concept of dual signature. How a dual signature is generated? Very simple. Right now, you know what are the two informations. One is PI. Assume what is PI? PI means payment information. OI means order information. Payment information, order information. Now apply hashing. Either SHA algorithm or HMAC algorithm, anything. Apply hashing. It generates some message digest. Yes or no? After applying hashing, it generates a message digest, that is MAC, appended to this one, PIMD. Now what is PIMD? PIMD means payment information message digest. In a similar fashion, apply hashing on the order information, it generates OIMD, order information message digest. Okay. Now the next step is append. You know the symbol append. Combining the payment and OI, and again apply the hashing. After combining the two messages, apply the hashing. What it generates? It generates POMD. What is mean by POMD? Payment order. After combining payment order message digest, this is generated. Okay. Now apply your encryption. Apply the encryption. Now here this is the signature. Yes or no? The concept is generation of dual signature. In the signature, we are encrypted by using private key. Remember, encryption is done by using private key. Decryption is done by using public key. So, PRC, private key of the customer. Private key of the customer. After performing the encryption, it generates dual signature. Okay. Now this dual signature is used for checking the integrity. Whatever the transactions we are done, this dual signature is done checked due for integrity. Now you understand? This is the way to generate dual signature. Set is not completed. Remember, you just to know the procedure how to generate dual signature. Right now, I am not doing any online transaction. Yes or no? Now my next step is, I think this is clear. Okay. Now Internally, the dual signature is generated by the customer. Now, in this, you need to follow three steps. You have to do three transactions for completion of payment. One is purchase request generation. I have three steps you need to do for completion of the complete transaction. Purchase request generation. After request generation, you need to purchase request validation. First, request form is generated by the client and that is received by the merchant. The merchant have to validate. You got my point? Client, that is client in the sense customer have, and the merchant have to validate. Finally, what the bank do? The bank has payment authorization. That is the original author receives, that is original merchant receives the payment, and payment capture. Payment capture means the process of giving the amount to the merchant. Anyway, we will discuss all these three right now. We will discuss all these three right now. Understand the diagram. Here the three steps are in the diagrammatical format. Three steps are diagrammatical format. The first one is payment information. Payment information plus OIMD plus dual signature. Generally, you know this one. So, these three things are received by the bank. Yes or no? These three things: payment information, order information in the digest format. Up to now, you know this one. Along with to check the integrity, dual signature is also transferred. Anyway, my first step is customer to merchant. Customer to, that is cardholder to merchant. Now, step by step follow. On these three, perform encryption. Perform encryption operation to achieve confidentiality. And in the middle person, no one is allowed to read. Perform encryption. The encryption is done by using a secret key. Assume KS is the secret key. The encryption is done by secret key. Now, internally, one more encryption is done for the secret key. Whatever the secret key I am using for encryption, okay, encrypted successfully. Again, the secret key is encrypted by using public key of bank. B represents bank. Yes or no? This is the information received by the bank, not merchant. So, encrypt this entire information by using the secret key. Now again the secret key is encrypted by using public key of the bank. Why? Only that is decrypted by the bank. Okay. Now what are the steps after encryption? It receives some message like this. Receive some message like this. Now, so this is the step. This one, whatever the secret key you are encrypted, that is in the form of digital envelope. Digital envelope. So digital envelope means, what is meaning of digital envelope? This is an encrypted secret key. Now the digital envelope consists of an encrypted secret key. Okay. Now what the merchant requests, this is related to bank. Now the cardholder sends the information to the merchant. Now what the merchant requires, all these are plus. The merchant requires payment information in message digest format plus order information plus dual signature and certificate authority. That is, certificate authority in the sense it issues the certificate. Generally during the transactions the certificates are issued internally. Each and every certificate consists of the public key of the client, the public key of the customer. Remember, the certificate consists of public key of the customer. Now this is my first step. What is my first step? Simply purchase request generation. This order information along with this, even though you are passing these two information, it is not useful for the merchant. Yes. Why? See this one. This encrypted. How to decrypt? By using the secret key. Yes or no? Where the secret key is available? The secret key is available in digital envelope. So the first step is you need to find out the secret key, but the merchant don't know. Why? That secret key is encrypted by using public key of the bank. Only the bank can decrypt the secret key. By using that secret key, they can decrypt the message. That means even though these two things are received by the merchant, there is no use. These are the things mainly required for the merchant. So my first step, purchase request generation. This is sent to the merchant. What is the next step? You need to validate. Validation means whether you received the original data or not. That is without modification. How to validate? Simple thing. Whatever the dual signature that is generated from this find out POMD, from this find out POMD. I will explain. See this one. Whatever the order information you have, for this order information apply hashing. For this order information apply hashing. Now once the hashing is applied, what it generates? OIMD. Yes or no? OIMD. Now already I have the PIMD. Now the merchant, this is my second step. Write down the diagram up to here. This is first step. Again rewrite the diagram from this. This is my second step. OIMD is appended to PIMD. OIMD is appended to PIMD. Again apply the hashing. Again apply the hashing. What it generates? It generates POMD. Payment order message digest. You understand the point? You know this one. Once order information apply hashing, it generates OIMD. Whatever the PIMD I received combined with OMD, apply hashing, you are getting POMD. In the similar fashion, you know the digital signature. Decrypt the digital signature. Decrypt the digital signature. Remember, in the first step, how to generate dual signature? The POMD is encrypted. Remember, here the POMD is encrypted by using private key of the customer. Now the dual signature is decrypted by using public key of the customer. It automatically generates POMD, reverse process. But where the public key? This one. The certificate issued by the certificate authority, it transfer the public key of the customer also. Now it consists of public key of the customer. The public key is applied to the decryption. Now reverse process. Remember the previous diagram. Last dual signature, encryption, POMD. Now the dual signature is decrypted. Move back to POMD. Now it also generates some POMD. Compare these two. I think you understand. Whatever the dual signature I received, from that I generate POMD, and I received individual OA and PIMD. I am creating the POMD. If both are same means integrity of the data is maintained. Yes or no? That is, the merchant receives the correct thing. The merchant receives, that is, purchase request validation is completed. Purchase request validation is completed. My second step is completed. Clear the point? Up to this one, generation, this entire box is transferred to the merchant. Now the merchant do operations on these things and by using comparison. Okay, what is my next step? Payment authorization and payment capture. Simply authorization means is the merchant receives the payment, that is the merchant is the authorized merchant, the name of the merchant in the bank institution and his name both are same. Simply authorization of the merchant is done, and if authorization is completed, do the payment. Payment capture means the process of giving the payment to the merchant. How? For example, the merchant have to give, so I delivered this order, this is the order number, this is the amount, transaction ID, each and every detail. So the process is called payment capture. Now what is the third step remaining? The bank also need to verify whether this is the valid or invalid. The step is simple thing. First, digital envelope. First, decrypt the digital envelope. How? So, this is encrypted by using public key of the bank. Now, P or B. The digital envelope is decrypted by using private key of the bank. Once it is decrypted, what it generates? It generates KS. Yes or no? For generation of KS, I am using this one. Once the KS is generated, by using this KS, apply decryption. Apply decryption. So, this message is decrypted by using KS. After decryption, what it generates? We are combining these three, encryption. After decryption, we are getting all these three information. What are the information you are getting? Payment information plus OIMD plus dual signature. So we are getting all these information. Yes or no? Now again you need to do the same process. What is the same process? Dual signature is decrypted. Remember, for everything certificates is a common, no need. So dual signature is decrypted by using public key. Dual signature is decrypted by using public key of C. Here PI, apply hashing. Apply hashing, it generates PIMD. Apply hashing, it generates PIMD. Now already we have OAMD. Append. You understand? Exactly reverse. Here we are using on OI and here you are using on payment information. Now it generates PIMD. Append to this one. On this, again apply hashing. Again apply hashing. What you are getting? POMD. You are getting POMD. By decryption also we are getting POMD. If both are same, compare. If both are same means the payment authorization is also validated successfully. Here whatever we are doing on the order information, here you are doing on the payment information. In this way, internally this much logic is there. Here they are directly not send the product to the customer. Not send the product to the customer. They need to validate the purchase by the merchant and validate the payment by the financial institution, that is bank. If everything is validated successfully, then I am providing security to the transaction that is done during online. This is the concept of SET. Thank you very much.